Hey everyone, Spicy Toast Gaming here. Hope you're having a great day. Hope this video can make it a little bit better. The following video was taken as part of stream. I hope you enjoy, and let's get into it. Let's go grab our Nautilus and try to think of how we want him to work. So, when you're deep, I level up, copying tossed allies into your deck. This is a summon effect though. So how many times can we trigger this? We could go for a Frozen Tomb, have him trigger that again. We could also go for like a Gale Force to recall him and then try to keep playing it. We might just want to go for rerolls, although having the Overwhelm isn't terrible. Yeah, we might want to stick with that. Frozen Tomb does take a while, but let's actually look at his... Actually, I was like, let's look at the starting deck. Starting deck doesn't actually matter, because it's all going to be taken away anyways. Deep gives an additional 1/1 for every 5 cards you've drawn or tossed. Until you're deep, when you draw a card, toss 1. Game start, toss your deck until you have 40 cards. So since we are drawing so many cards from the Twisted Fate modifier, we should be able to hit toss almost immediately. Each round, the first time you draw or toss a card with less costs equal to your mana gems. Create a copy of it in play. Yeah, this will be interesting to see how it works. We're going to be needing to play Nautilus in kind of a way we somewhat don't normally play. Because normally you're wanting to toss everything as much as possible before playing Nautilus, because then he'll level and copy everything back. But yeah, so we're going to try Nautilus. He's going to be interesting. We're going to try to go for his Relic and Frozen Tomb, because we want this to summon or trigger multiple times. And with Nautilus, he only copies stuff back into your deck when he levels. So if you keep tossing after that point, those cards are just gone. So normally we want to do all of our tossing before Nautilus and then have him copy everything. Here, we're going to try to play Nautilus as soon as possible. He will copy some stuff back in, but then if we can just keep tossing, it'll be fine. Also, he says copy tossed allies that cost 4 or more into your deck. The strategy we could do is to try to have a whole bunch of cheap units. That way he doesn't add anything back in. Yeah, this will be interesting. His 2-star should be pretty solid. Until you're deep, when you draw a card, toss 1. We will have a ton of draw from Twisted Fate, at least for that fight. So we should be able to hit deep super fast. Let's see how this goes. Let's go for a support champion. Annie is looking solid. I'm going to try, I think, to have a lot of cheap units that cost less than 4. That way, like, it's going to suck in the early game because we're not going to have sea monsters. But, yeah, we'll try to go here. If we don't have sea monsters, if we don't have units that cost 4 or more, we're not dealing damage. We're not shuffling stuff back in. When you summon a created ally granted 2/2, that'll be good for our 6-star. You toss a unit with cost equal to less than mana gems, create a copy of it in play, so it'll be created. Sure. Alright, drafting. Parlay, burst and backpack. Sure, we can grab that. That is a little expensive. These are both above a 4 cost. But Nexus Strike deep, that's not terrible. Does give us more draw, so okay. Allied attack and support effects activate additional time. I don't think it's a base cost for Nautilus. It's allies that cost 4 or more. So if something's actually below that cost, I think it's fine. So this, I think we can kind of get best of both worlds, where it's a sea monster. It gets the bonus of a sea monster, but it's not going to get added back in. So sure, let's try that. 3 cost. Draw 2, draw champion. I wonder if we're going to accidentally mill ourselves before we get to Twisted Fate. But sure, let's grab that. Yeah, we might actually be killing ourselves before we get there. Also, these are only giving us 2 copies of the card. Normally for Nautilus, you get 3 copies of all of his support package. We might actually die. We'll try to go for Barb Chain. I'm actually genuinely worried about trying to get there. What if someone create a random sea monster in hand? Sure, that's fine. If I'm tossed, draw me instead. Summon 3 vicious plate worms. Okay, that's not too bad. And sure, we can get Ruined Reckoner. Yes. All right, this is going to be very scary. We only have 25 cards. Normally we get 3 copies of them all. We might actually struggle just getting to Twisted Fate, but we'll try. So Crackshot Corsair. Hello, Happy Potato. Still morning for me, but thanks regardless. Sure, this can be okay. Hey, look, we're deep. Scary. Let's drop Annie. So let's attack like this, get some really good damage down. Let's go for Ruined Reckoner. And then let's attack with this unit right here. So she has Rally Banner, but nothing's strong enough to kill her. I do love Annie's voice lines. Alright, the good thing is I think we're going to be able to end fast enough. All of our units are actually pretty big and scary. Alright, GG. Samurai, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Draw a treasure. If there aren't any, create 2 treasures in your deck. Summon a unit from your regions. Actually, we do have a treasure in our deck. Yeah, we do. So we're not actually going to be adding it. This is a treasure, so we'll just be summoning this. So that's okay. Champion item or shop. I think let's go for the shop. Let's try to get some general powers. Let's go for Jagged Butcher. So yeah, we need to try to end these games very quickly, because otherwise we will run out of cards. I think this is fine. Let's actually give it a Legion Saboteur. Let's drop her right here.
There's plenty of killing left. What's that you got there?
Alright, decent damage. Alright, we are already deep.
Suppose I should leave you be.
We can drop the Hunters or go for the Lost Riches, which I think I'll actually drop this here. They're still also giving us a unit.
Suppose you want in on this. Suppose I should leave you.
Let's go for Vicious Plate Worms. And GG. Nice. Hi, how's the game doing? Haven't visited in a while. Going well. Yeah, we got a new event this patch, and it is very, very good. Some of the new bosses have alternative win conditions, which are very fun, but they also have like close to 1,000 health, so you can either use the alternative win condition, or you can just try to push as much damage as possible. So either case, it's a lot of fun, and yeah, it's been good. When summoned, all players draw 1. All players draw 1, then grant your opponent's card fleeting. I think I want to go here just for the stats. Yeah, not quite like right here for Twisted Fate. I think he has like 999. One of the other one has like 888. So you can try to just push that much damage, which there are champions that can do that. Or you just have to try to play around the alternative win condition. It's a pretty fun time. Summon a Disciple. It's a created unit. Can give us extra draw. Sure. Helps push a little bit more damage early. And I think we're fine. Let's go here for this shop. So Monkey Idol. So in Path of Champions, you used to be stupid OP. Now they made everything super OP. I mean, the bosses have that much health, but it's not like they do that much damage. It's not like they're trying to one-shot you. So the game hasn't really become more difficult. It's actually nice having some bosses where you can either try to push a ton of damage, but pretty much no one's going to be able to do 1,000 damage in one turn. So even if you're playing a super OP champ, you still actually have to play several rounds. You're able to get it down, but it feels much more accomplished. Or it's just like, okay, let's play around whatever this gimmick is. And normally the gimmick is really fun. You can try to plan around it. And, well, the Twisted Fate gimmick is better. The other one, you can't really plan around it. But it's really fun. And yeah, the HP incentive is just trying to push you towards the alternative win condition. It's not like they did every fight having 1,000 health. There's 2 of them. And there's boss fights. We're going through Twisted Fate, we're going through the Twisted Fate adventure with Nautilus. Let's get rid of Spellslinger. Actually, let's get rid of most of these. It wouldn't be bad for these to be the ones we draw, and so they get summoned down here. There we go. That was a lot of cards. We actually have both of our Plate Worm eggs right here, so this actually isn't going to give us a... Well, it's not going to give us a treasure. It'll make one in our deck, but it will give us a bunch of units. All right, let's go ahead and attack like this. Yeah, looks good.
Maybe you need a closer look.
We could actually, yeah, let Annie die, and then we could get our rally. Let's drop the egg right here. Ooh, rally, scary. Alright, GG. Sea monsters are the best. Yeah, Nautilus is a lot of fun. I haven't played him for a little while, though. At least it feels like a little while. Your opponent discards their weakest follower from hand. House Spider. Twisted Fate. I don't think I really want to have Twisted Fate. Opponent discards the weakest follower from their hand. This is actually summoning a unit for us, and since we have Biggle Dust, that's actually not terrible. First time you play an ally granted 2 power. It's giving us a little bit of extra damage, not that big of a deal. I think let's try a reroll. Something else as well. Come on, give us... Okay. That should give us a little bit of extra damage. Because we're not actually playing that many units, we're summoning a lot more. What do we want to cut? Do we want to cut anything, actually? Yeah, I think it's fine having what we have at the moment. Let's go for Morgana. With this adventure, you don't necessarily want to cut too many cards regardless. Because we have to be stuck at 40 cards when we go for the Twisted Fate fight. Let's... actually, we'll hold on to, or... We'll hold on to some of these more expensive units so that we can try to summon some of the cheaper ones. Flamberge. Thank you for the gifted sub. Appreciate it. Let's go for Annie.
You need to believe that one day things will be okay.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and give her the shackles.
Not even pain.
And we can kill her right away. And we're at 10 cards. Which I guess is good because then they can't curse us.
You cannot break a shattered soul.
Let's go for the eggs.
Bear this burden.
Alright, we are deep. Let's... Which one is this cursed by? I think we'll play the cheaper ones. We can still go for the other egg.
I'm going for a walk.
Let's go ahead and attack like this.
Into the dark. Truth binds you.
I guess, yeah, they're not actually really strong enough to kill any of our units.
Nothing lasts forever.
Oh,
child.
feels bad.
Not even pain.
These shackles are definitely annoying, though. Oh, well. He's gonna make us... Actually, does he not toss if we're deep? Yeah, when I'm summoned, if you aren't deep. Okay, yeah. Alright, at least that shackle is gonna go away. I think we'll just pass for now. Well, let's get rid of some of these shackles since they're not going to get discarded this next round, and we want to make sure they have enough units that can attack and end this next round. All right, let's drop that one right here. All right, GG. Just wanted to say your vids are my go-to for background as you comment each and everything so I can picture what's going on without actually seeing. So thanks for that. All right, I'll try to keep doing that for you. All right, free attack. Free attack Annie's pretty good. Nautilus is going to be pretty expensive for us to try to play. Let's, yeah, stick with her. All right, power, spellburn, phantom pranks, counterfeit production. That's going to be terrible in this adventure. We're not playing many spells. And yeah, I think we're okay. Let's try to see if we can get something a little bit better. Collect your bounty. First time you damage the Nexus, the next card you play costs 3 less. That would actually be pretty solid for us. And let's go for the champion item over here. So Battlesmith. Yeah, I do. I know a lot of people like to put on my videos for second monitor content, which is totally all right. I think let's actually just immediately attack like this. That way we get that damage down. And then we could drop a Ruined Reckoner. Sure, we can drop this right here. And I think let's go for Annie again, to see as that skill. Not that it does that much damage, but... Alright, pretty good. We do actually have a little bit too many units for our Plate Worm Egg. Although, let's see if they attack. Alright, so we can let Annie die right here.
Moving into sight. For the king.
And that gives us our rally. We can now drop the egg and get 3 giant sea monsters. And then we can go ahead and attack again and get some good damage down. Let's go ahead and drop this Annie. Fantastic. Alright, we got our rally down, got a full board. This is pretty much never going off. GG. Yeah, I figured this was kind of the worry with the Stormcarp Spire. It can just be too slow, and the game is normally over by the time it pops. But maybe it'll help with Twisted Fate. Getting more of this isn't bad. Champion item. Let's do Deathless Annie. She's pretty solid just as a like rally banner carrier. So get another copy of her would be decent. Toss 2, draw 2. It's not that bad. Credit cards cost 1 less. We're not creating that many cards. Like, we're creating cards that are already in play. Yeah, I think let's try to get something a little bit better. When you increase an ally stats with a spell, don't think we really do that almost at all. We increase their stats, but not with spells. Sure. I mean, that's not even that good for us. Let's actually leave and see. Okay, so there's another shop over there. Fine, we can grab that, and I think we will... yeah, save the gold. Let's go for this shop. So let's go up here for Fleet Admiral. Let's get rid of these two. We're going to hold on to the egg because we're going to try to play it this round. So we are going to immediately attack. Get our plunder damage off. So then we can then drop this. And sure, go for the bursting backpack. We could actually disintegrate Annie if they attack. Looks like we're not going to need to, but that is pretty funny. Alright, they're getting some decent damage down.
Everything's in place.
I don't think... we want to override Annie. I mean, we're going to get the attack token again next round. Plunder, I cost 2 less. Draw 2 next round. Start Grant them Fleeting. That would make us toss a little bit harder. Sure, we'll just attack. Could actually drop Nautilus, which wouldn't be terrible. Oh, game freaked out there for a moment. Sure, we can drop Nautilus right here. Alright, got our deep, got our Nautilus, and now we can attack. We will probably disintegrate Annie. Well, actually, we're going to end regardless. But we could have disintegrated her so she would guarantee die. Oh well. Wenham summon, toss 3. Oh, apologies. Sure, I think that's fine. Our only fight left is Twisted Fate. Stabilize will be very good because we have the Annie with not Shadow Totem, Rally Banner. So having an ephemeral copy is going to pretty much guarantee that we get at least a rally right away. It'll be very, very good. Drum solo, chum the water, formula. Not really caring about any of these. Let's try some rerolls. Random 1-cost followers. It actually wouldn't be bad because these are 2 created units, meaning they're going to be bigger. And let's try one more. When drawn, it costs 1 less. That's just going to be free. Sure. Actually, how many cards are we at? We're at 41, but we tossed down to 40 regardless, so it's actually kind of fine. Let's go here for healer. I guess we could. Is there a card we just never want to play? I feel like most of them have a timer in place. Yeah, we're fine. All right, let's go for, yeah, Twisted Fate.
Feel me in.
And then after this, we'll probably go for our 6-star Jin again. Let's replace this. We would, well, yeah, we're fine. Let's go for the double trouble. Ooh, wow, that actually did way more damage than we were expecting. I guess we'll actually pass. Wow. That was not the best. Let's drop the Lost Riches. That is a pretty big and somewhat scary attack. Yeah, let's try to kill these units, but this is going to give them decent damage, which means they're going to be able to toss a good amount. All right, let's go for the egg. And then let's go ahead and attack. All right, we are going to disintegrate Annie. That way she dies and we get our rally. So we're disintegrating our own Annie. All right, we got our rally banner. We're drawing a ton of cards, which is also making us toss more. Let's go for the headmistress.
Not much sport.
So yeah, we're probably actually going to hit deep. So the Nautilus effect, yeah, the plan with the Stormcarved Spire isn't going to matter at all. Because we're already deep, he's going to pop out. Now the good thing is he didn't really toss anything back in, and now we can just kind of drop a bunch of big units if we need to. But we definitely have the advantage. Let's... I don't really want to replace any of our units because they're actually pretty solid. Well, about that. Good thing we have that top. That actually is probably giving us a decent amount of help. We will drop the Abyssal Eye. Actually, oh, we had one. Oh my word, we had one we could have blocked with. I think we'll still drop this right here. Or actually, we'll drop a couple Abyssal Eyes. Yeah, this will be all right. All right, this will be a lot of damage, which will give us a lot of draw. Also, all of our Abyssal Eyes also have Nexus Strike draw 1. And we have a lot of those. All right, we have 2 cards left. Let's go ahead and drop a Annie. And she's able to draw all the cards we need. GG. Oh, thanks. All right, so our strategy with, which, yeah, we knew it potentially wasn't going to work, but our Nautilus strategy as far as his build did not work out at all. But his other effects pretty much carried us. All right, Annie, definitely the featured card there, did very, very well. That was pretty fun with Nautilus, even though the kind of the build we went with him didn't really matter. Like, his Treasure of the Deep, by the time he got summoned from the Frozen Tomb, we were already deep, so that didn't even matter. And then, yeah, Frozen Tomb, most games, we ended before it even popped, and then even in the last one, by the time he came out, we were already deep. Now, that did give us a big unit that gave us a lot of cost reduction, but we didn't really need that cost reduction at all. Our board was already full. and so we didn't really need the extra help. So yeah, these two didn't really help. The Beast Within, though, that was definitely nice. Trying to go for some other effects, like even just like potentially Spell Shield, try to protect our units, would have been a better call. But still, fun to blast through with Nautilus regardless. Hope you enjoyed that. If you did, a like and subscribe is always appreciated. Also, if you want to check out our Twitch stream, Discord channel, or the main YouTube channel, links to all that are down below. Thank you again for watching. Hope you have a great rest of your day.